Let's talk about the lies of learning to code. There are so many lies that we keep telling ourselves when we want to pursue something challenging. For many of us, these lies will hold us back and prevent us from even starting. We're going to debunk many of those lies right now. The first lie: I'm not smart enough to become a programmer. There's this misconception that all programmers have to be smart. The reason why is because they can understand languages and technology like nobody else can. But the fact is that most people are actually self-taught, and they learn from just failing over and over and over again. But really what you should know is that you're really just giving instructions to a computer. You are really just teaching the computer what to do. If you teach a computer to be dumb, it'll be dumb. If you teach a computer to be smart, it'll be smart. You don't have to be smart to become a programmer, at least in the traditional sense. Lie number 2: I'm a slow learner and it's going to take forever. I just want to put this out there. Many people in the industry do not know what they're doing today. These are people who are 3, 4, even 5 years into their career and they still don't know what they're doing. And for many of us, we are learning because technology changes every single day. And many of us have to balance that work to even learn in the first place. The one thing we do know though is that change is a constant in our lives. Technology is going to change, jobs are going to change, and even your perspective on what you want to do in your career is going to change. So although it might take some time to first comprehend programming, it's going to be worthwhile. And your comprehension will come with all your patience and perseverance. All right, lie number 3. I'm not going to retain much of what I'm learning. I think that this one has a little bit of truth to it. If we don't program, we're going to lose the ability to program. It's kind of like math. If you don't use it, you kind of lose it. You really retain what you use on an everyday basis. So although you might have learned something very difficult in the past, think of it this way. The next time that you relearn it or you come across it again, it's going to be a lot easier to pick up. So if you learned a bit of programming today and then you pick it up years later, you're going to be at least familiar with what you did previously. All right, lie number 4. It'll take me years to become professional enough to land a job programming. Here's my thoughts about this. There are more and more programmer jobs every single day that need entry-level experience. But right now, it's a bit hard to land an entry-level job. I think that this is going to get better over time though. I don't really think that there is such a thing as being good enough to get a job programming. And the reason being is that you can be good, but it can be very subjective. You can be really good at building projects, but not so good at interviewing. You can be a great interviewer, but not so good at the day-to-day work. And I think that the more time that you spend every single day learning programming, the quicker that you're going to get to that professional status, or at least getting paid to program. And let's jump to lie number 5. I'm too old to learn something new. Look, you may be in a career that you feel is in a dead end. You may even feel that you're in a career that you're not growing enough and you want to do something that really piques your interest. Maybe you've even seen technology take the world by storm and you want to get involved. To me, age is just a number, and you can learn anything that you set your mind to. Don't let your previous careers, your education, or anything really stand in your way from doing that. You are going to have to face adversity, and there's going to be a lot of challenges along the way, but you should really just get up and get after it. Many of these lies, I think, stem from fear. This fear can really just stop you right in your tracks. You might be afraid that you have no talent. You might be scared of what you have to lose. You might even be embarrassed about your dreams. You might be afraid of the consequences. What if it doesn't work out? You might be afraid of letting other people down. You might even be afraid that people will laugh at you. You might have a fear of failing. You may fear that you're wasting your time doing this. You may think that you don't have enough time to learn. You're afraid you may not be able to financially support yourself. You're afraid that people will resent you because you do this. Or you're afraid that you won't fit in. Even though all of these fears are possible, how likely are they? Are you simply just letting your imagination get the best of you? Now I want to ask you one thing. Is there anything that you can do to lessen that fear? To the point where the only fear that you have is the fear of not trying. As I mentioned before, change is the only constant in our lives. We will always seek comfort, but we will never get anywhere if we allow that to just take hold of our dreams. The best way to not live in any of these lies or fear is to change your mindset. Rather than avoid the fear, you should be engaging with it. You should question those fears, interrogate them. Ask how much of what you're afraid of is really based in reality. What are you really risking? And what could you do if fear was not a factor? So I want to leave you with one last thought. Whether you believe you can do a thing or not, you're going to be right. But you can't let fear get in the way. So take a chance and trust your instincts. Your intuition is going to guide you towards the risks worth taking, and great things will come out of it.